I think they were already rehearsing about 2 months before I was able to get there. And so I continued rehearsing with all of them, and I don't know how much later it was that Natalie came onto the picture. But when I remember the first time I saw her, Rita and I were up on a higher level rehearsal studio workout, probably on America.
Yeah.
And I saw this very pretty girl down there, just dressed like anybody else, and walking down the road, probably coming. And anyway, it was Natalie. And I just remember her so really. So it's not like it's the sort of thing you're supposed to say, okay? But I'm not saying it for that. I'm saying it because I really mean it. I thought she was absolutely darling. And by the way, I think you really picked a fantastic Maria. She was darling, but you know, we all knew she was a movie star. She's only 23, but she was a movie star, so I think there was a little bit of that. I mean, she didn't display or show any of that, but she couldn't help but feel it, at least for me. I don't know. But anyway, so then Natalie was there, and we ended up rehearsing the entire film before they photographed anything. The first thing was the prologue in New York. So it was kind of like rehearsing a show, something for the theater. Everything, all the tape marks were on the floor and the rehearsal room and so on. And it was such a fantastic time.
You remember while we were rehearsing, we had, Jerry had you guys running around sound stages in the streets, in the studio, while we were doing the rehearsal of the prologue?
I don't
Okay. Well, I do very much. I was running alongside of you.
Why did he do that? Yeah.
Actually, that was part of a serious problem we had. Jerry had grave concerns about shooting in the streets.
Okay.
He was a stage person.
Yeah.
And he really had a strong feeling that the prologue should be shot in stylized sets.
Yeah.
Bob Wise and I both wanted to shoot it on the streets of New York.
Yeah.
And Jerry would say, it's going to look ridiculous, you know. And we said, no, you'll help make it look great. And so we did do this thing about having the boys do their dance or around the stages in the studio, so he'd get a feel of what it would look like in the open air.
Yeah. Terrific. I want to say one of the beautiful things about the theater production of West Side Story is the very beginning, the prologue, and how it all starts. And I can see where he might have been married to that and didn't want to leave it, but thank God you did otherwise.
He was, and frankly, he remained committed to that idea. I and Bob Wise remained committed to the idea of doing it in the streets. And I said, I finally said to Jerry, come and stage it for us in the streets in New York. If you're not satisfied with it when we're through, I will let you redo it on stylized sets in the studio.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have the money to do that. However, he didn't know that.
Spoken like a true producer.
And when we went to New York and we started the stage and stuff, he really got into it, and it was a foregone conclusion.